Hello, 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 hello. Morning, 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 morning. Hello, my name is Asherah and welcome to my unique PhD journey. I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder / psychosis with conscious expansion. I'm blending the 3D academic world with my 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training to be a shamanic practitioner and bringing my gifts as a clairvoyant and medium. So as we dive in, please note that when I am channeling spirit, the experiencing and insights are personal and spiritual. They are not clinical. While I have academic training in mental health, this journey is about authentic, multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. Hello, hello. It's been a couple of days since I've recorded anything, just because I've had some work stuff to do. And when I'm in that energy and flow, it's nice to kind of get things done. But anyway, I was alchemizing some energy in my bed this morning, so I was having like a late morning start, and just really just taking in the kind of atmosphere around me, what the energy was feeling like after the full moon, how things are settling down, what are things like with my spirit team, etc., etc. And I think I've mentioned a few times on the video that since whatever day it was where some fucking energy was in my house going on dark, pulled me down on the ground, knocked me out twice. Things have been really quiet around here energetically. And at first it felt very, very eerie, like, what's going on? Then it was a case of, man, a man's gone to sort out a couple of things. And I was like, oh, okay. Then it was kind of like, all right, I'm in my own energy, surrounded by familiars. Let me see what I can do. And that's kind of what this has been about, seeing what I can do. How I'm empowering myself under new circumstances, you know, and just feeling myself being gigantic, you know, in my celestial form. So I was just on the bed, feeling all of that energy, elevating, ascending, speaking to the Almighty, the Most High, direct communication, getting downloads, getting messages. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. It's a beautiful feeling, you know, to just not necessarily have 100% understanding of what is to come, but have enough understanding to be okay with what is coming, regardless. It is what it is. You know, the good is good and the bad is good. You know what I mean? There is no bad experience. There is no bad outcome. It's just everything is an opportunity to gain wisdom. How beautiful and profound is that? I think that's amazing. I think that's one of the best things ever, to have profound wisdom. So anyway, while I was rocking with the Most High and my ancestors, getting my groove on, elevating, ascending, coming to awareness, epiphanies, I started to listen. Bronwyn's, this reading came on for YouTube, a tarot reader called Bronwyn Cove 111 Tarot. And she's talking some passa, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And when I say passa, it's the Yardie term for mix up. You know, so she's talking some mix up. But the mix up that she's talking, I already had knowledge on that information because I already had downloads about certain things several years ago. However, it's the penny drops a little bit different when you hear it from somebody else's perspective of what might or might not be going on. You know what I mean? Because imagine this now. I've been wondering for quite some time, from 2021, I've been wondering how this outcome was this outcome. What is a person's mindset? What are they going through mentally? What are they thinking mentally when they do the things that they do? Because I'm very interested in human behavior and the psyche. I did sociology and psychology as A-levels, and I did law at sixth form. So I've got a very inquisitive mind, anyway. So me and such man, my ex-husband, are in an argument, and police have been called to the house in 2021. Such man has obviously made a call to his baby mother, his ex-woman before me, the mother of his 2 children, and let her know the situation. And somewhere within that conversation, either he has asked or she has suggested for them to drop off his older 2 children. Why there's a domestic situation going on at the house. Now, from such man's perspective, I can see him doing something like that because he's looking for credibility to support his argument. Oh, I can't leave the house, I've got kids here too. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Oh, I can't leave the house because of blah, blah, blah. That's such man's game. I get that. That's clear. But as a woman who is a mother with children, I don't understand how I'm going to agree, or any woman is going to agree, to send her children to a house where there is a domestic situation going on. I've wondered. I really have. From an earthly perspective, I've wondered, because the idea is to keep children safe. And don't get me wrong, shit happens. It does. And there's some shit that isn't preventable. So for example, if they was at the house when shit was going down, it would have been unpreventable. And it would have been extremely unfortunate. 100%. But if they're not at the house, why would you then want to introduce them into that environment? That's what I didn't understand as an earthling. You know what I mean? As a spiritual being, I come to understand that there's more than what meets the eye. And there's more to the story than you know. And it runs a lot deeper. There's been a cahoot for some time. It is not new. It has always been that. Yeah. And that's fine, because it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And every lesson is a blessing. And every blessing is an opportunity to gain wisdom. And with wisdom and knowledge comes ascension, because the mindset starts to shift. And it's when our mindset starts to shift does our mind start to expand and become broader to hold on to new information and more possibilities and variabilities and variables, I should say. Yeah. More variables as to what the possibility could be. And isn't that amazing to know that there are 100 variables, 100, however many infinite possibilities of an outcome? I just think that's so exciting. Some people might find that quite confusing, but I think that's so exciting. It leads me to my point where in I think one of my other earlier videos, I was talking about spirit giving me a download about the Almighty being the all-seeing eye, because he can see through every single eye. He lives the experience of every living eye 100% of the time. And in 2024, when I had this massive mind expansion and I started to tap into nearly 100 different alternative realities of myself, I got to hear the knowledge, hearing the thoughts, hearing my neurons burst off in my head and connecting and forming new neurons. Like I literally could hear and feel more neurons triggering off in my head. Areas of my head that I'd never felt before. You know, like little, not electric shocks, but it sounds like the doors creaking. Like popping candy almost going off in my head. And I can hear all these little pop-pops, and I can feel all these little wiggles of electrical signal messages, I don't know, just spinning off. So I'm going through all of that. I've been going through all of that since 2021, but it was in minor little stages, you know what I mean? In 2024, it happened on a grand scale, to the point where I literally was like, if you don't stop, you're gonna lose your mind. I could see my mind floating off. And I was like, wow, is this what it's like to lose your mind? Not being able to stop, Like, I couldn't stop talking. Physically, I just kept talking and talking and talking. The kids were like, Mom, you haven't slept in days. Go to sleep, go to sleep. I was having a conversation there, I was having a conversation there, I was having a conversation there, I was having a conversation. It's a conversation with them, a conversation with him, conversation with her. I was having so many multiple different conversations with different people and different timelines, etc. that I was losing my way a little bit in terms of which timeline am I fucking on. The kids were different, I was different, the house looked different in certain timelines, even though it was the same place. It was so not spooky. I wouldn't say it was spooky. It was confusing. It's definitely confusing, but not confusing in the what's going on? Just in the what the fuck? What the fuck? No, what the fuck? Because you're having to live it at the same time too. So I think if I was there and I was just observing myself in that timeline with whoever it was on that timeline, the experience would have been completely different. But I was the self. I was in the conscious mind of the self representing that timeline at the time. So I was living out the experience of that self and then jumping into a new self and then living that experience and then jumping into the self that should have been my reality, but realizing that the things that are happening to me are not of my actual reality. This is a different reality, but look how close they are. Look how close they are. It's like doing one of those, the puzzles that you get in the newspaper or magazine, and it's like spot the difference. And it's only when you're looking, you actually start to spot differences and realize, nah, this is not the number one reality. This is not the starting point. This is not zone A. It's like being in a fucking car park and everything looks the same and you don't know where your fucking car is, but you know your car's in there. So you keep walking up to all of these white Land Rovers, pulling at the door or looking at the reg and realizing it's not your fucking door, but it looks like your door. It looks like your car. When you look in the dash, it's got the same air freshener. They've got the same bits and bobs in the little glove compartment bit where your drinks go. Do you know what I mean? There's a teddy bear on the back seat that's familiar, but instead of it being a rabbit, it's a bear. It's like little tiny minor things like that. So you're looking through the car and you're like, hang on a minute, was it a bear or a rabbit on the back seat? Now that's where the confusion is, because the similarities are so fucking close between these alternative realities that you're really, really struggling to make out, where the fuck am I? This is different, but why is it so familiar? And the people are familiar, but they're acting differently with you. Some of them you're being attacked. You're being fucking attacked and jumped by your own kids, and you're waking up in another reality, and the kid, this is now your reality. So you found your fucking car in zone A, but the kids are different. The kids are behaving fucking different. The kids are fucking jumping on you, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Where the fuck am I? If this is parking zone A, this is my fucking car, and it's a rabbit on the back seat, not a fucking bear. But the kids in the fucking car are moving weird. Where the fuck am I? That's when it got confusing. When the reality seemed to match, but the kids and the people didn't. I didn't actually realize where I didn't actually know, I didn't actually know for sure, when I was in the right reality at the right time and space, until I actually got brought to the hospital on the assessment ward. Before the assessment ward, I should say, so triage. So I was in triage, and I held my son's hand, and I said, Mick, in time and space, is this what you look like now? And is this what I look like now? And we turned and we looked in the mirror, and I saw myself, skinny and frail. Oh my God, I looked a bit like death warmed up, but to be honest, I looked better than I did on the other two realities. Because on the other two realities, I was skin and bones, and the other one, not only was I not skin and bones, it looked like I'd been in the same house for 100 years, man. And the food on the plate was moldy, it was disintegrated, and that's what I'm saying. The house looked like the house, the room that I was in looked like the room that I was in, but The furniture was rotting. Everything was rotten. Everything was just rotten. It was like no one had done anything for years. Dust had settled. Food had gone mouldy, and just all the water just evaporated out of it, and it's just dust. Like if you was to kick the grapes would just literally turn into a pile of dust. But at the moment the grapes look solid, but they're green, dust powder. Everything in the house was rotten. I was like, no way can this be my reality. No fucking way. But just being there was just a crazy thing. Just seeing it for what it was, and knowing that my son, my oldest son, he was there with me, and he was just as nyama and rotten down as I was. Even though our skin was intact, it was just a thin layer of skin over bone. There was nothing to us. He wasn't eating. I hadn't eaten. We hadn't probably eaten for the whole length of time that we've been in the house together. Where was my other son and my daughter? God only knows. But I seen them on another reality, partying with my dad and them. What the fuck? Partying at some fucking nightclub. Could have been a strip club, to be fair, the way that the set is and everything was laid out. But partying, living it up. Other realities. My son's manipulating, my second son is manipulating my third daughter and using her as a timeline jumper. In this reality, she's a white walker. She can literally walk through dimensions. She can walk in the fourth dimension, meaning she can astral project out of her 3D body. A gift, I believe, she got from her dad's side. But this is what was happening in this dimension. And if my second son held on to her, he could travel in the fourth dimension too. She could bring him with her. So I was seeing that from in the house. And when I got to the hospital, that shit was still happening. But now there was astral projecting and whispering to my oldest son, telling him what to do, instructions from my dad. It's crazy. All of these different things happening on different timelines. Honestly, so many different realities I can give you. There's one reality mixing Australia with his girlfriend. He lives there. He's only come to England because I'm at the hospital. And that is part of the story, but he didn't come from Australia. He came from Manchester. When I was in the house and it really started to get booky, and it was just my second son and my daughter, I was like, nah, get Mick. Go and get Mick. So they called him and told him, I want you to come down. And he left Manchester and he came all the way. And before he could come, Spirit was telling me to do certain things. Get his passport details, make sure it's him that enters the house, because they knew. They said, make sure it's him that enters the house. But I was so far gone, I wasn't even conscious enough to know when he actually arrived. I didn't even know what day it was when he actually arrived in my house from Manchester. But I knew that I'd emailed documents to the court. Spirit told me to email certain things to the court about Mikhail having access and being able to come in the house. Because it was like the red coats were out there. It's like the royal palace's red coats were outside. But there was also the blue coats, which are your local police officers. They were outside first. That's what I'm saying. I can tell you the whole fucking story. And it sounds like it's a fucking story. But it is raw, all in my head. It's all through Akashic records. It's all things living out in this reality, in multiple dimensions of this reality. But they're already things that have happened in the past, if that makes sense. Do you understand me? So for example, the Queen of England, Queen Charlotte, that's history. It's already happened. But there are some things within that history that are overlapping in my own experiences, which must be linked to some type of Akashic record, some type of lineage, some type of bloodline. It's triggering on multiple levels. It's like new information coming in through my cells. My body feels differently. New information coming in through my DNA. My blood feels different. My blood is different. I watch my blood every month. Every month. as a female, that's one of the benefits that we have. We can actually see what's going on for us because we menstruate, and that tells us if you know what to look for. It tells you how you're doing. It tells you how you was emotionally. It tells you how you was mentally. It tells you how you was physically. You know what I mean? It tells you how you're feeling in yourself, how your thought process have been. Have you been a little bit more negative this month? Have you been a little bit more positive this month? What's been happening for you? Like your blood would tell you. It speaks. You know what I mean? It demonstrates pain in your belly, the colour, the thickness, the odour, the blood clots. Like literally it has a story. It really has a story. So anyway, I have a story. I need to get ready this morning. I've got stuff to do. But as I said, this reading from Bronwyn was talking about Passa Passa, and it was putting things into perspective, things that I had thought from an earthly perspective and pondered on it and thought, that behaviour was different. I wonder why. Because there's a reason for everything. We call it ABC. There's the antecedent, there's the behaviour, and there's the consequent. You know what I'm saying? So I know what the behaviour was. I know what the consequence was and is. I don't have a clear understanding of the antecedent. Don't have it. Do you understand me? It could be a number of different possibilities. Remember, infinite number of possibilities. Sometimes people just put things in your way that shed a little bit more light on an infinite possibility. So with that said, I should have time-stamped it at 9:50. It's 10:12 now. 10:13 on the 11th of December. Oh, I love the 10th and the 11th of the months. You know what I mean? And it's 12:12 tomorrow, so that's another good day. But I love 10:10. I love 11:10. I love 10:11. I love 11:11. And I love 10:12, 11:12, and 12:12. Just love them. I find every year those days are just energetically triggering. Like if you look in my diaries, every year for the last 4 or 5 years, them days have been significant for some reason. Do you know what I mean? I just feel, I don't know. They say that different days have different portal energies. I just think those portal energies are lovely. They're so forgiving. They're so forgiving. They're so patient. That's what I mean about forgiving. They're patient. You're going through it, but they're patient, man. The energy is patient. Just allows you to go through it. Allows you to reach the understanding by yourself through your own inner knowledge, your own inner gnostics, your own inner wisdom. Started out such a horrible day today. It was pissing it down with rain, and now look at it, the sun's bursting through the blinds. That's what I mean. Nice energy. Right, I'm going to go and get myself together. So, I'm going to play Bronwyn's Cove Tarot.
Someone is in denial. Someone is trying what is happening.
Alright, so you can get the title.
When I tapped into the collective, I saw someone like balding.
So it says, they tried to swap destinies with you, but ended up in their worst nightmare 10 hours ago.
Or they've been pulling their hair out, especially around the temples. The cards that we begin with are the Four of Cups.
You know what I just realised? I don't even remember half this reading what she was saying.
And the deck is called, for those of you who want to know, it is called Azure.
It's because I was doing something else. I was in a meditation
in this
trance.
Deck, rather than one of these cups being out of sight of this person, which it usually is. Usually there's like a little hand going, here's another one.
Definitely something at the end, something at the end was significant, if not all of it.
Sulking that they've only got 3, or the party's over, and wow. In this one, he sees every single one of them, and he's still sulking. Isn't that strange? That he is seeing all the opportunities that he has, but he's ignoring them, or he's in denial, or he's dismissing them. So in reverse, it's this energy of seeing it all, And next to the Ace of Wands being in reverse and doing nothing about it, being in denial, I don't care, I'm not going to do nothing. It gives the energy of, let's say you have an electric bill that comes in, and that electric bill is way higher than what you are able to pay at the moment. But rather than calling the company and being like, hey, look, this is how much I can pay you, I can only give you a quarter of what you've actually charged me, and we have to do the rest of it on like a payment plan, you ignore it. You pretend it's not there. And you don't save your money. You go out, you go clubbing, you go buy expensive things, you go and buy things that you can't afford, and you ignore the fact that you have this bill that is waiting for you to pay. And if you don't pay, you know in 2, 3, 4 months they're going to cut off your electric supply. And you do nothing about it. But this seems like the energy of this seems to be about watching someone else climb the career ladder or climb in a glow up, or because they're watching someone else's new beginning. We have the Fool here, we have adventure, we have, you know, jumping off and just knowing that you're going to be caught. I mean, that person's face there looks so peaceful. They do not look frightened by the drop. No. In any way, shape or form. They're not even looking.
Imagine that's what I was thinking about on the bed, you know, really my drop. I was taking a drop. I was diving off a cliff.
The Six of Wands is about victory after chaos, after confusion,
I love
after
jumping.
Conflict.
I love jumping in the spiritual realm.
The lack of victory. There is some sort of failure here in launching off into something new. It feels like you have someone here that may be viewing the collective or someone around them as being untouchable almost. It's almost like this person is, they're seeing the consequences of their actions of trying to stop you or someone in the collective from going forward, and that it will fail each time. And they're ignoring the consequences of whatever the consequences are right now.
A, B, C.
They're ignoring it. They're pretending that they do not see it when they see absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Bronwen. This is Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, welcome in. It's always good to have new faces. We will scooch up and make some space for you. Come in, come in, come in. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, it's good to have you back, my loves. Oh, I hope everyone is doing well. I am going to be ringing a bell. Where do I put it? It's right there. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to ring a bell just to clear the space around us, for me, for you, for everyone involved. If you have any type of sensitivity to sound, it's a good idea to turn down your listening device. In 3, 2, and in 1. That was very peculiar, and I keep forgetting because this is how this one sounds. I'm going to ring it again, okay? That one you just shake from side to side, and I tried to do the same thing with this one, and it just sounded terrible, didn't it? It sounded really terrible. However, I do take into account everything that I hear, see, smell, taste, think while doing readings, because everything is a download and a message while I am in the zone. So there's something here about trying to clean up the mess that they made. However, it's really hard to. We have the Five of Wands coming out here, because the mess that they made includes conflict, confusion, contact sports of sorts. Nobody here is looking at each other. Everyone is just flailing with a stick and hitting out and seeing who they can hit. It's not even like it's organised, like, oh, we're going to team up and we're going to take those people out. It's just utter chaos. It feels like this person they may live in chaos. They may use chaos as a way to, like, I had bend time. This person could be like a spellcaster. They could be a practitioner. But it's really gone. It's not just backfired. It's not that it's backfired. I feel like this person, like, their time has run out. Almost like when you think of your Akashic records, whatever, like, omniscient, or whatever the name is, beings are up there that are noting down all of the things that we do throughout our life, all the thoughts that we have, all the people that we help, that we hinder. You know, they're noting it all down in our own Akashic book. And there's something here about the amount of karmic debt that has been accrued is now payable. Like they now have to pay it. And I think they thought that karma wasn't real, or that they thought that they could dodge karma, and they weren't dodging it. They were literally it was being tallied up as they were doing all of these nasty deeds. And it's now falling on them in the same way that they were pushing that energy out, which is chaos. That's crazy. Okay. It seems to be, this is like a worst nightmare for someone here. There's nothing they can do about it. The fact that they're not doing anything about it is because there's nothing they can do about it. This is like that example about not paying that bill. And then imagine 10 months, 5 months, 6 months after the first letter, and they keep saying, if you don't pay this, we're going to have debt collection come round. If you don't pay this, we're going to switch off your electricity. And it gets to the point that debt collection are knocking at your door. And then you are getting in contact with them going, I'd like to pay like one of the months. And they're like, it's too late. You can't pay one of the months, you need to pay all of it right now, right here. Do you have the money? Because if not, the debt collector's going to keep coming round and keep coming round until they get in and take your TV. That's the energy that's coming through here. We have the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. This is like them selling their soul to the devil or something like that. The 10 of Pentacles is a legacy. There is something that they cannot deny when it comes to you. This person tried to steal something from you. What they tried to take? The World. They tried to take your cycles. You've got the Wheel of Fortune underneath as well. They tried to take the world from you. They tried to take some sort of cycle of understanding, of learning. Why am I getting a harvest moon here? They tried to block you. They definitely wanted to be some sort of karmic lesson to you, not really fully understanding what that means. Many people think that karma is negative, when karma is nothing more than a mirror that reflects back at us, our own actions, our own words, our own intent. If there is dirt on your face, when you look in the mirror, you put the dirt there. Wash the dirt off. You know, you can't blame other people. That's just my understanding. It feels like this person they were trying to, why am I getting like timeline jump or swap or do something along those lines? Tell me about this Fool card. Came up very quickly as well. We have here the Page of Pentacles. This is an opportunity. The opportunity that they took was not the opportunity they thought they were getting. They took a jump or a leap of faith here to take an opportunity, or for you to miss an opportunity. And we have the Knight of Swords to the Six of Wands, and I feel like it's like 4 walls are closing in on this person. 4 walls are closing in on this person. We also have the King of Wands coming out. So this is a fiery, fast energy coming in. Whatever they did, it didn't just rebound. It sealed their fate. And they may have been trying to mess with yours. That's what I was getting from the World here. Because the World in reverse is the lack of closure. It's the lack of ending. It's the lack of understanding that lesson so that you don't have to go through that cycle time and time again. And it feels like they were trying to block something here for themselves. Okay. This person may not have believed in karma, but they definitely believed in destiny and fate. They definitely believed in like good luck, bad luck, things like this. Because it feels like this person was running from their own consequences, from their own responsibilities for the actions that they had taken. This is like making a deal with the devil or like a demon on the crossroads and going, yeah, I want 20 years of vocal talent. I want to be the best singer in the world and become completely famous and rich and all the rest of it. And yeah, 20 years is great. And then you get to the end of the 20 years and you're not willing to give that up. Like, what are you talking about? No, can't you take it from that person over there? I want to continue. That's what I'm getting here. This person, it's like they ignored action versus consequence. And I think that at some point they may have felt, like I said, invincible. Whatever energies they were working with, and it's chaos. I keep seeing like fire and smoke, but it moving like it's sentient. Fire and smoke. If they were working with a demonic energy or with like a chaotic energy, they felt like they were untouchable. They thought that they would get all of this and more. They'd be able to take what was yours. But it feels like as soon as they tried to swap something here or steal something here is when like their time was up on their Akashic records. Whatever energy that is, you know, with your oversoul, which just watching over you and taking notes, was like, nope, this is the time. It's almost like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming in for this person. Whew. With the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they definitely tried some sort of spell work here on you, and it didn't work. It kind of fizzled out. Something fizzled out. Let me just have to get my drink because my throat is going to fizzle out otherwise. Fizzled out. Yeah, look, I've opened it again. King of Wands to the 5 of Wands. So whatever chaos they were sending, I don't know what happened between, I heard symbiosis or symbiotic. So the energy that they work with, if they are working with a demonic energy or they're working with some sort of chaotic entity, it may have been a trickster energy. At some point it stopped working with them. And when it did, chaos just rained down on this person instead, and they wished for nothing more than temperance. They wanted nothing more than to have balance and to have safety, and they did not get that.
Listen to that.
Wow, 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 wow.
Listen to that.
Okay, let me pop you there. Where would you like me to go? Okay.
Ain't that what we've been saying? I know that way I said, Dada. I know that way I said.
Okay, this person could have done a love spell. They could have been doing like love hexes. We've got love spell in reverse. That love spell did not work. This card's also poking out. Losing sleep, worried, replaying events, thinking about you. So we definitely have somebody here who is now worrying about the consequences of their actions after a lifetime or a very extended period of time where they couldn't give a rat's butthole about how they affected other people, how they affected themselves.
Look at that.
Wow. It turned out that you were the karmic lesson for them.
Look at that.
Ain't that ironic?
Ain't that a bitch?
Isn't that ironic?
Don't you think?
I used to be obsessed with Alanis Morissette. I listened to that album over and over and over and over and over until I walked it, because that was back in the day when we had cassettes, right? Okay, let's see. Tell me about this 10 of Pentacles, please, to the 4 of Cups. What are they seeing here? Ashamed. Legal matters. Okay, so this person is feeling very ashamed and guilty now and in the wrong. I feel like they're feigning it. There's no remorse here. There's no remorse. Any guilt or embarrassment has more to do with
public recognition,
them being outed, than it has to do with how other people see them.
Okay.
I do not feel from this person that they care what other people think unless people are mocking them. It's very difficult to explain. This person has, and I'm not a therapist in any way, shape or form, so I cannot diagnose anyone, but they have like sociopathic like traits or tendencies. They want to get ahead. So if they want to get ahead, they have to climb on other people, and they quite happily do that. But now people are seeing them, and they're being seen as weak. They're being seen as weak or measly or miserly, and they don't like that. They really don't like that. And they're also being caught by the police for something. This feels like them doing a load of spell work to try and take what was yours, and it not only utterly and royally backfiring, but whatever energy they were working for is now coming for them, and that is trickling down from the 5D all the way into the 3D, or whatever dimension that was into the 3D, and there are things happening to this person where they didn't have consequences. They are now getting all of
consequences.
And we have here legal matters, divorce, property, criminal, paternity, child support, traffic ticket. So there's definitely, this person is being pulled up for many things that in the past they would have glided past. it's almost like they had a lucky rabbit's foot, which I think is
Yeah,
quite
my luck.
But they had some sort of good luck charm, and it may have been your energy. They may have been trying to like siphon your energy or take your energy bit by bit. And they were working with this entity.
Spiritual court is in session, man. Spiritual court is in session. On my here, you're getting this.
They were not called on their side of the deal. They were not called on their side of the deal, so this is now their worst nightmare. Having to own up to everything. Yeah, we've got here karma, drama,
are you getting this?
Loss, mental breakdown with firestorm. And I'm placing this one down over the page of Pentacles. So some sort of new beginning that was supposed to be missed by you and was supposed to be stolen by them was actually taken from them. It was taken from them. And they did not expect this. They did not expect this. You got self-love coming through here. Oh, so whatever entity they works with like self-hate, or works with the shadow being volatile and not
and
balanced.
I'm not self-hate, I'm self-love.
Out here to the Six of Wands. They try to take away your self-confidence. They try to take away your self-worth with spell work.
Trust me.
That's maybe how they were doing it in the past when they
Trust
were
me.
Energy.
That's exactly what.
They continued to siphon energy. Something changed within you, and it may have been elevation. You may have been ascending.
Trust me. What did I say?
Heal, the more we grow, the more we ascend, right?
Mental mind shift, man.
Knight of Swords being here and self-love. It feels like, and I heard love is a battlefield. I love that song. We are young, heartache to heartache. But there's something about, look at the way she's looking in the mirror. She's so happy to look at herself.
I'm so happy.
Not in a vain way, just kind of,
I just love myself.
You healed something within yourself that made it so that when this entity
came along, you couldn't trouble me.
Whatever it does. Why do I feel like this is a djinn?
Trust me.
It feels like it's a djinn of some sort.
Some fucking energy was in my yard.
It couldn't get to you. And not only could it not get to you, it backfired and made the djinn look at the person that they were working with and go, unacceptable, or you're not keeping up your side of the deal. They may have put you as some sort of like collateral damage, because it feels like whoever this person is, they wanted to take what was yours when it came to your fate and your destiny, when it came to whatever this grand opportunity is. And they failed absolutely and utterly. Okay. Tell me about this ashamedness. I've been told to put these down. Okay. Put this down. Where would you like me to go now, please? Big one. Okay, we're going to go for the big ones. They thought it was a great idea at the time. They're not getting that miracle. They wanted to be like a miracle worker. This person has a God complex. I don't know who this is. I'm not being shown who this is. But yeah, again, sociopathic kind of energy coming through, because we have Alice in the Sea of Tears. We have a Cancer here, so this could be family, or it could be to do with emotions and the sacral chakra. We also have Cast away out of your depth, feeling abandoned, and it's upside down. So this person, they may be someone who kind of is like a lone wolf. They don't spend a lot of time around other people, and if they do, they kind of tolerate people. I was going to say it's not an introvert, but that's an introvert. Yeah, they're an introvert. The miracle being in reverse. Dark witch of some sort. I could hear an ambulance in the background, so we've got Archangel Michael here as well with us. Tell me about this guilt and embarrassment. Yeah, they're angry. They're angry that they've been shown up. This isn't like I said, I'm so guilty at what I've done. This is, I can't prove, I can't show that I'm not guilty. So I'm really angry and embarrassed that I have been seen as being lesser. Collision of beliefs, styles and attitudes, as well as energies coming through here with Storm Angel. They're very angry. They're very angry that you are getting something big, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing that is specifically structured and created for you, because each of our blessings are going to be uniquely different. for what it is that we heal, what it is that we learn, how we grow, how we get over certain obstacles and hurdles and wounds and so on and so forth. Our blessings aren't going to be the same. You know, even if you listen to a reading that's talking about loads of money coming in, it may come in different streams in different ways, and what you see as a lot of money, someone else may only see as, you know, may see as a tiny bit of money, whatever. You get what I mean, right? This person was trying to steal your blessing by swapping it over onto your timeline, onto your highest timeline, or the timeline that you're on right now. You have a clear solution and it's upside down.
This is what I'm talking about. These are my understandings.
They don't know what to do.
How do I explain these?
Because they've been walking around like they
in
are
my
above the law.
energy, man.
The spiritual laws, physical laws.
The big I am will punish
they're
me.
Really not. They're really flipping not.
They couldn't be far
They are
from.
literally having a meltdown because your contradictions and complexities are interesting. People like you. People like your authenticity. People like that you stand in your authenticity and that you speak on it as well.
Sure.
And I think this is what the heart of this blessing that's coming in. I had a gastronomical amount of money. There was money coming in. It's more than that. Yeah, look, we've got back off voodoo and blue because it didn't work. It did not work. This person may see themselves as a wordsmith or a poet. They may be someone who's very articulate. They may read a lot of books, newspapers.
That's not my
They class
ex-man.
themselves as clever, more clever than other people. And that may be their forte, is that they work with like word magic, is that right? Like whispering certain things into water or into puppet dolls or into whatever. And as I said that, I got
I'll get in a confirmation too that that's Prince's Budgie and the Mystics.
And then we've got blue here going into purple. And then we've got a lot of blue here. This person could be a Virgo, they don't have to be. But Mercury is very important for them. They could do spells by planetary alignment as well. And this is the first time that anything has ever happened like this, where they've come up against somebody who is so protected, so powerful, and so grounded into divinity that they literally have lost the jinn or entity that they were working with, and they are being left in complete and utter chaos.
Good.
The person got too big for their own boots.
Good.
It's actually got miracle coming out here in reverse.
And you know what? That's not the first time I've seen that happen to someone.
Because this figure, like the knight riding on the horse with the clouds coming out at the back of his head, I think that they were supposed to be sending something towards you. It turned on them.
No, what they said was strong, man.
They've been turned
I'm telling you, it licked me out twice, knocked me out twice. It was some serious shit, man.
Anything else that you need to know before I go? You'll be taken care of in difficult times, and you need to defend yourself.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a need here to up your protection, not out of fear, just because, you know, spiritual hygiene is a good thing to be practicing every day.
True.
And especially when you have people that have
hidden intention, wicked intentions.
No, I'm going to get through and I'm going to hurt that person. It's always good to just up the ante a little bit, right? Okay. Tell me about this storm angel. Oh, the two-faced friend. This is somebody that will smile to your face and then stab you in the back.
Trust me.
Forces working against you.
That's why we're not having a friend.
But the thing is as well, these forces what's supposed to be working against you, look, a clear solution is in reverse. They can't. It's been attached back to this person.
All the way back.
There was supposed to be something that happened in this realm when it came to finances and abundance. Like, you were supposed to be left with a lot of debt,
yeah.
homelessness.
That's what you wanted.
Having no money.
Is that right?
No support.
That's what you wanted.
And that's not happened.
Come on.
Not happened. I heard it can't happen.
Exactly. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, great personal sorrows coming out here. This person is so upset. They're flabbergasted. They don't understand how you've done this. They don't get it.
No. But you never seen me? You pretended that you didn't fucking see me, but now you see me.
You're left with good luck, as always. Good luck is returning to you. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that gave you the confirmation and clarity that you needed, that you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell so you can see exactly that. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family. Hearts, kisses, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome. Please know my readings are open again. I have limited spaces, but I am offering 15, 30 and 1 hour readings. I have put at the bottom, not in the comment section, but down in that little blurb bit, you should be able to see the prices. I've put the prices in both Great British Pound and in USD. Okay, if you are outside of those places, please go online and just check the conversion rate before getting in contact with me. But yeah, if you would like to have a reading, come and get in contact with me. My email's down below. I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye.
Right.
Join.
This is the point that I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the downloads that I sit down with my ancestors discussing. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, loads of different variables, loads of different outcomes, loads of different possibilities, etc. But the essence of the message is the same. The essence of the message is the same. And earlier on, when I says that I'm jumping these timelines, but these timelines are connected to old lines too. So you know how I mentioned that you got the Queen Charlotte, the Queen of England, yeah, a black lady, Queen Charlotte, which the Bridgerton series on Netflix has been kind of made about. But you can actually look into the history of her and find out information about certain things that were a reality. But the point of it is that you've got the Queen Charlotte that existed in 3D, and you've got elements of that mixed in with some of the downloads that I'm getting through downloads and Akashic records. And I'm saying that even though I'm not yet saying that I am Queen Charlotte, what I'm saying is that there is something in the DNA code, there's something in the Akashic records, there's some spiritual bond. There has to be something. There has to be some type of connection, because I wouldn't be getting the information the way that I'm getting the information if there was no connection. You know what I mean? They might as well connect me to Bob Marley or something else, is what I'm saying. Everything that you are connected to, everything that you see, everything that you have a premonition, every thought, every feeling is connected to something. Nothing's random, is what I'm saying. Nothing is random. When I was on the bed alchemizing earlier, there were 3 readings from Bronwyn, and I know that even though I didn't listen to all of it because I was in and out of a trance while I was doing some ascension work, I know that there was little bits from all 3 of those readings that made sense. And even this one, I didn't listen to it in its entirety because I went and got ready and came back. But I know that the essence of it was important. Yeah, I know that the essence of it is important. And I know that a lot of what was in her message is key. Just like the other 2 messages. So one was 10 hours, 12 hours, and I think 6 hours, something like that. I'm going to turn it around so you can go into the library and check what it was. Yeah, so this is the one that we just watched, and that's 11 hours. Then this one now is 14 hours, and then this one is 9 hours. Yeah, so some hours have gone past now, innit? So it was probably 6 hours because it was 8 o'clock or something like that when I was watching it. So 2 hours, 3 hours. What time is it now? 10:44, yeah, 11 o'clock. So 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. All right, cool. So this one's 23 minutes. So we're going to hit this one.
Bonus drop boost. Our free-to-play game. William Hill.
Yeah. Just wait for it to come out. But yeah, what I was saying earlier on, that there are certain messages that come through that just give you different jigsaw pieces of the puzzle and just help you kind of understand things in a different kind of way. So helpful, it's so useful. But one thing that Spirit was saying to me while I was in the shower just is that it's spiritual court. You know what I mean? Like this is research for me on a 3D level. This is research. I want to really understand what happened to me. I want to really understand, was it something that was meant, that obviously it was mental, but was it mental health? And what is our understanding of mental health? Because I feel like we have to go deeper than what it is, because I've done some videos in this stream of videos, I think it's like in the 20s or something like that, where I'm recording a gentleman talk about dissociative identity disorder / psychosis / schizophrenia. And a lot of the things that he's saying that people in those mental states talk about, they talk about being God. They have this superiority ideology about themselves. Some of them talk about being here to save the world. Some of them talk about talking and communicating with other entities. Some of them talk about having multiple split personalities. Bab, all of that is my reality. But guess what? A lot of that is also the reality of a lot of people in this esoteric community. They're hearing voices. they're telling you, I'm hearing spirits say, yeah, they've heard something in that moment, in that time and space. They have heard something say. Sometimes they refer to it as the Almighty, the Most High, the Divine Creator, God. Sometimes they refer to it as ancestors. Sometimes they refer to it as their spiritual team. Sometimes they say, I've got bare galactic beings in here and celestial beings in here. But they're tapping and talking to someone. But that would be deemed mad. That would be deemed as dissociative identity disorder. Probably schizophrenia more with the multiple personalities. The feeling like you're a chosen one. The word chosen one is used throughout the esoteric community. But the word chosen one in a mental health institution gives the examiner, gives the clinician, gives the therapist, gives the consultant an idea that you are thinking yourself as something more than what you are. And because that's deemed to be one of the diagnoses within either one of those conditions, they feel like they have the right to certify you as having mental health, when actually no. What they lack as mental health professionals is more knowledge around spiritual awareness. And when I was doing my degree, and then I did my mental health in my master's in mental health, part of the master's course was about learning about these they're not new, but cultural competencies within the mental health sector. Yeah, meaning that they're looking at the education and how we are educated within the mental health academia arena, and what the message is saying and what we're looking for as clinicians. And should we be taking cultural competence into consideration? Absolutely. Should we be taking the fact that different religions, different cultures, different ethnicities have different belief systems? It is common in Black African, Black Caribbean, Asian, Chinese, or the other religions you might as well say, or nationalities. It is common for them to refer to ancestors. It is common for them to refer to jinns, ghosts, spirits, demons. It's part of their heritage. It's part of their lineage. It's part of their story. So when somebody in the UK or in America or a Western society walks in to a mental health institution and starts to talk about cultural things, that would be seen as completely normal if you was in Africa, completely normal if you was in India or Pakistan, completely normal if you was in China. But because it's not normal here, you're deemed to be certified mad. But not only that, the real madness, the real insanity on this planet is narcissism. Yeah? But we don't lock that up. We don't lock people up that are narcissists. We don't see that as an indefinite mental health. Now, if you can get a diagnosis as a narcissistic individual or have a narcissistic disorder, then fair enough. But you'd have to get a narcissist to admit they're a narcissist. And the whole point of being a narcissist is that you don't see yourself. So how can you admit to something that you don't see? It's hidden. It's hidden under a grandiose perspective of oneself sometimes. Doesn't always have to be grandiose. But it's hidden under a number of identity patterns, a number of identity disorders that stem from childhood trauma, really. That's the brunt of it, childhood trauma, not dealing with it, allowing it to manifest itself, allowing yourself to be a vibrational match to those traumas, allow for spiritual entities to enter your body, And when they enter your body, those spirits carry that. It's a narcissistic spirit. It's a spiritual possession. Can somebody be healed from narcissism? Yes, but it's a spiritual war, not a physical one. It's a mental war. It's a 4D and a 5D war, straight out. And I guess it is a 3D war, because what happened to you in your childhood is a 3D experience. Fuck, it's a whole combination. You have to literally work on all those 4-dimensional levels to actually really cure oneself. And that's the work. That is the work, for one to see themselves in their entirety. I see myself as 5 personalities. Yeah, my inner child, Asherah, my divine masculine, Sasha, my divine feminine, Rosie, my high, like my boss gal, Empress, that's Asha, and then my high priestess, that's Asherah. But a square, and I represent Metatron, and Metatron is the cube, the Metatron cube. Yeah, not a square, a cube. That's what's tattooed on my back, a cube. When you look at a cube doesn't have 5 faces, it has 6 faces. It has 6 faces. So while I see 5 of my faces, that face that lies on the ground, that side of the face, what the cube is actually resting on the surface on, yeah, you can't see that face at all. You can see the one at the back. You might not be able to see it clearly, but you know it's there, which is your shadow self. Yeah, but that one underneath, you don't even realize it's there, because it's almost part of the surface. It's so hidden that you don't even consider it. And that is the self that one must really get to really understand oneself, to be actually clear of any vibrational negative entities that want to latch onto you. I'm still fighting a war with negative entities whispering in my ears. I have to check every 4, even now. As much as I'm aware of it, as much as I might think how much I might have ascended, every single day, it's still probably not so. I wouldn't call it a battlefield these days. Has been a battlefield, but I wouldn't call it a battlefield these days. But there is a constant acknowledgement, a constant reminder for me to have to check my thoughts, even when it comes in and it sounds like a good thought. I still have to check it, and even after I checked it, when I go with it, I still have to be accountable of the action that I've taken in support or in opposition of that thought. But I know that because I'm being held accountable and everything is being recorded, all your thoughts are being recorded, all your actions are being recorded, all your good deeds are being recorded. It's like the whole, I don't want to say Santa, because I don't want to kind of bring down the level, but it's Metatron, in it. It's Metatron. He does all those recordings. He records everything down. And that's not what I think, that's what he told me. So that's what I'm going with. That's my inner optics. That Metatron records everything that we do. Everything that you do is recorded. If your eyes seen it, it's recorded in time and space. So let's do this 23-minute read, and then we'll call it a day, because I really do need to get our gun. But there's a vibe today, I want to say, or at least I just heard myself say, there's a vibe today. Why is there a vibe today? It's a new day. Why is it a new day? A new dawn. Why is it a new dawn? Because there's a greater understanding and perspective coming to the surface. It's coming with love. It's on a love energy. It's like more people not going outside of themselves anymore, but looking within for the answers, because the answers are within. And I'm a testimony of that. Every problem I've had, the answers have come from within. Like, I will sit on this bed and I will reach conclusions to situations where some of them are so far in the future that the AI, the technology hasn't even fucking caught up yet. But I know that. So for example, in 2021, 22, when I was trying to build something, technology hadn't got there, but I knew technology was coming. I just had to hold fire. And lo and behold, everything that I've needed, it's, you know what I mean? It's either come and gone, come and it's here to stay, or it's coming. You know, like I'm manifesting in real time. But it isn't these little, oh, manifest a job, or manifest a whatever, or manifest a car, or no, I'm not spending much time on those type of manifestations. It's more long term, foreseeable, manifestations. You know what I'm saying? The ones that need roots to form. The ones that need to be planted deep, 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 deep. You know, so that when they do come up, they're coming up from a firm foundation. They're coming up from the bottom, blood. You know. And I feel like I've been planting and planting. I feel like I've been the fucking farmer. I've been chopping blood clot wood. I mean, I chopped blood clot wood from 19 how long, to be fair, but I know, say, from 2019 here, I've been chopping blood clot wood non-stop. And I'm not moaning about it. I'm not bitching about it. I'm getting up today to chop blood clot wood. Try no. But it's necessary. So fucking necessary. So fucking necessary. And I do it with a fucking badge. I do it and I skip and throw to it. I do it with a glass of fucking wine in my hand. I'm like, right, what wood have we got? Yesterday I chopped down so much fucking wood. I got so much shit done. Even I was like, it was like 4 o'clock. And I was like, you know, you're done, innit? You're done. And I was like, I'm done. Because I was still ready to carry on going. And I was like, nah, you are done. Like, everything we can get done is we've got done. You're good. You're done. I was like, should I go in the sauna? I was like, you know, I don't even feel like going down in the gym. Because I was at my office. That's in the office upstairs and the gym downstairs. I was like, should I go in the sauna? I was like, nah, but I think today I will. I think today I'm going to go in the sauna and just bake off and alchemize some of this energy. That's what I think I'm going to do, because I'm getting a lot of energy. I'm getting a lot of really beautiful energy, really peaceful energy, but I'm getting a lot of sexual energy too. And it's just rushing at me, and I'm harvesting it. Yeah, I'm cultivating it in my womb area, and then I'm raising it through my chakras, up my spine and into my consciousness to just help with creativity. Because sexual energy is the biggest form of creative energy. I mean, I was told that, to be fair. Do I believe that? I think orgasmic energy, definitely. I mean, orgasmic energy will blow your fucking head off if you know how to use it correctly. You know what I mean? It would blow your fucking head off. So I think, yeah, definitely. So if you're not using it for like self, you know, quick satisfaction reasons, and you're actually using it to like do something with it, you're actually using your life force energy to do something constructive, then it's absolutely fucking magical. It's fucking life changing. I don't even mean that in a condescending, patronizing, trying to be funny, trying to over exaggerate kind of way. I mean, generally, you know, it can take you into different realms, different dimensions. You can fly, you know, you can have 5D intercourse without physical contact. There's so much you can do. So much you can do. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of that kind of energy coming towards me, and I'm having to check it. Do you understand? I'm having to check it. Where is that energy coming from? Is it my energy or is it outside source energy? It's outside source energy. It's not coming from my own feelings. It's not that I've come into some awareness and now I'm feeling a particular way and then transcending that. No, it's just coming at me. Boom, there it is. But it's also a challenge and a test to see how I react to it. Do I react to it in frustration? Do I react to it with willingness? No, I don't. I react to it in the same way I react to my thoughts. Just like I check the thoughts on the way in, I check the emotions on the way in too. And because I'm being hit with an emotion before the thought, I have to check the emotion. Where's that coming from? But I can feel that it's coming at me. It didn't start from inside of me and start small and then raise up. No, it just come at me, boom. So that has to get checked. Who are you? Who sent you? You know what I mean? But then do I have to send you back? Or can I utilize that energy to ascend, to grow, to feed myself? You know what I'm saying? To have that experience where it's funny, you know, because Spirit brought this to me, and this is what I'm saying, like when Spirit brings things to me, I don't have a deep understanding of it because it's coming through Spirit. It's a knowing. Whereas if you research something, I'd call that taking a PhD approach to it. Then I get to know the root of it as to why it is what it is, so I can explain it better. But I don't have an explanation for this because it was just brought in by Spirit. And for some reason, I've jumped timeline. I can't even remember what I was going to say now. I'm sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Completely different energy, completely different personality. My inner child has just come in and she's just like, you know what, can we just crack on, please? Yeah. We've got to get out early morning, cast the coffee, and all the rest of it. What do we fancy today, actually? Oh my God. When she comes in. All right, let's go. Oh, fuck.
Swords. Is it the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Wands? Let me see.
Let's go back. Okay, go.
Very interesting spread right off of the bat. We have the Hanged Man and we have the Queen of Swords. Is it the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Wands? Let me see. No, it's the Seven of Wands. Excuse me, the Queen of Swords is here. So what we have is someone feeling like they have just been hit in the chest. And I felt that when I tapped into the collective, I felt this energy of like my throat falling into my stomach. My throat chakra so out of line, like really misaligned.
What's this called again?
It went all the way through my heart and
shocking news about you leaves this group of people speechless.
Something has been made public, or someone's been made aware of this, and it has just knocked them for six. Okay, so the Hanged Man here, we talk about delays, we talk about obstacles, we talk about pauses. We also have the Seven of Wands. Now the Seven of Wands is still some sort of struggle, but it's internal. This is an internal struggle, but I mean this way, he looks like he's on top of the world and everybody else is lower than him, so he can deal with whatever it is that's coming towards him. This way, it's almost like that perception of I can do everything has been knocked out of them. The Queen of Swords in reverse is a lack of intuition. It is manipulation. It's lies. And you have the Queen and the King of Swords both in reverse. This person may have felt like they've been lied to. Okay, who could this be? Another boy. That one won't come out. King of Cups is coming out to the star. Yes, something's being made very, very public by someone that maybe they thought cared for them, and it turns out that they don't. I'm going to introduce myself quite early. My name is Bronwen. It's Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, welcome in. It's good to have new faces. I'm going to check that the microphone is actually on from forwards. That is one of them I always have to check halfway through or before that, just in case I've left it off, because that is like my biggest nightmare. If you are a returning subscriber, as always, soul family, it's great to have you here. I am going to be ringing a bell just to cleanse the space around us. If you have any type of sound sensitivity, it's a good idea to turn down your listening device in 3, 2, and in 1. Okay. Now we have the Nine of Wands at the back of the deck now. The Nine of Wands is, for me personally, always about, it's healing. It's you're not really out of the woods just yet, but you're nearing the end. And it's also about boundaries. So what's going on here with boundaries? The Wounded Warrior. I feel like someone here feels very, very wounded by this news. What is this news? The news is about you, is what I heard. It's the news is about you. And it has shocked this person or people. You got Justice, and we also have the Two of Swords. Someone feels, or a group of people feel, like it is unfair what this news is, especially regarding you. I don't know if you win something, if you're given something, if you are the one that is wounded, and I'm not getting that these people are like your champions. I'm not getting that they're your cheerleaders. I'm getting that this could be opposition in some way, but they're not happy with what they're hearing, okay? Justice in reverse is self-explanatory. This person's going, it's not fair. They feel hard done by. They feel like they may have been backstabbed. Or they may feel also like, for example, if this is like a court case, if they are expecting you to go down, or they're expecting a specific person to be, not to be acquitted and actually to have to go to prison, and the judge rules in favour of them, and it's actually like, no, they don't need to. I think the reason why that energy of the throat falling into the stomach is because it's not just, oh, they're not going away. There's something else that they were expecting to happen after you were moved out of the way. And now that's not going to happen. Now that is not going to happen.
Move out the way in the mental health hospital.
Everyone can see. Everyone's seeing the misjustice or was it misjustice, injustice, disjustice that has been done to someone in the collective.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, they thought that they were going to be cloaked. They were going to be cloaked and not seen.
Yeah.
But now their eyes are on them. Okay,
now
so
the Empress has no clothes on.
Then it may not just be you being seen as not guilty, it may also then turn the view of people around to them as them being guilty. Because the Two of Swords in reverse is removing any doubt. It's removing confusion. It's taking that mask off of that person's face so that they can see clearly and they know what choice to make or what to think, right? Seven of Swords and the Star, yeah, it seems like they are feeling very, very, very deceived, very stabbed in the back, very, almost like they've been fed to the wolves. Or this group, it's a group of people with somebody that is like manning the front, or is like the leader. Tell me about this Hanged Man, please. What do we need to know about the Hanged Man? We have the Three of Wands coming out in reverse, yeah. It's literally, this news has put a spanner in the works for this group of people. They were expecting it to go very, very smoothly. Tell me about the Seven of Wands in reverse. What's this struggle? Oh, that came out so fast. The High Priestess. You are the thorn in someone's side. You are the thorn in a group side. It could be a community. The High Priestess coming out here. BJ, it's got my initials on it. That's so cute. Yeah, you are... I don't know what is it exactly. What exactly is this injustice? Clarity on injustice. What is the injustice? What's this one? We have the Chariot. Now the Chariot kind of poked its head out. It didn't actually fall out, so I want to get another one. Can I get another one for them too? Okay, we also have the Ace of Cups coming out here. So this could be abuse. This is some sort of abuse. This is some sort of lack of healing, but it's more than that because the Chariot in reverse is a lack of movement. It's like stagnant energy here. The Ace of Cups in reverse is that cup is completely and utterly empty. Somebody here may have accused you of something. They may have accused you of something that either they did themselves or that they made up. And in doing so, they may end up having to pay you something, almost like the emotional damage that happens to someone's psyche when they are dragged through the courts or they're dragged through, going speaking to lawyers for no reason whatsoever. Now, please know, I am not a lawyer. I have absolutely no understanding or anything like that. I'm not qualified to be a lawyer. So anything that comes up in those areas, if it really resonates for you, please ensure that you are speaking to someone who is qualified and take this only as entertainment, okay? You've got to use your discernment. But I'm going to put the Chariot down. Stuck in their tracks. Someone here. I feel like someone was trying to get you back. Someone was trying to get you back. And as I said that, I don't know if you saw that, but that just went black. It plumed out black for a moment. Okay. Tell me about the Two of Swords in reverse. What is now seen clearly? Thank you. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, some sort of action. Action that was taken very, very foolishly. Action that was rushed. Action that was done for the thrill of it. This person is being seen as an idiot. That's very interesting. I'm going to place this one down. The one at the bottom is the Tower. So we are looking at a change that does not come or a change that is being held back. I've opened it up to the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so you may have an ex here that is with the Six of Cups. You may have an ex from the past or someone from your past who is trying to stop. They were trying to stop you getting something. They're getting you back. They want to get you back for something here. Let's see, what is it that they want to get you back for? What do they want to get you back for? Shattered. It says broken, nightmares and failures. So they may blame you for something not going right in their life. They may see it as being your fault. The reason why there were blockages is your fault. And if they have been they've been involving other people, because this is a group of people. This could be a family unit. It could be your ex's family. It could be the family. If your ex has children with other people, it could be their family. And I'm not talking about the children. I'm talking about like the grandma or the granddad or whoever. There's a small group of people here who have been planning to do something, and it was supposed to teach you a lesson. But this shocking news has left everyone, and look what came out, family. You got estranged family coming out. Now this could be your estranged family, or it could be your ex's estranged family. It's left these people without a leg to stand on. Your glow up has, oh my gosh. This person's very upset. They're very upset by the way that you look, by your career, by either your successful business or new opportunities coming to you. Like, how dare you? How dare you be you and just live your life, drinking your tea and getting on with yourself? Yeah, they feel some two ways about this glow up on your opportunity coming in. This was a revenge setup of some sort here that was supposed to stop your business from being successful if you work for yourself, or if you have like a side hobby where you're like wanting to turn that into like a side hustle and actually transfer over and it become your work. Yeah, they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Now, who is it that tells them about this? Oh, a lawyer. A lawyer tells them. So they're already speaking to lawyers or attorneys. The thing is, though, for them to have a case, they have to have proof, no? And I feel like that you've got people here who were going to lie for an ex. They were going to lie for an ex here, for intimacy coming out. They were going to lie and state that you did A, B, and C, or they witnessed A, B, and C. Mutual respect, unity, and closeness. Now, what do we have here? Chariot, and we also have the Justice card in reverse. Now, for some people, this could have been a grape allegation. I don't feel like it was one thing. I feel like there was quite a few things here, and I will put a trigger. This is trigger warning. If you find this very sensitive or very emotionally triggering, please switch off and watch a different video. And I'm not saying that in like a dismissive way. Just if you feel like the topic is going to be way too sensitive for you, it's okay not to watch the rest. It really, really is. For those of you that will stay, there is energy here of lies. There's definitely lies about SA. There are twistings of facts. They may have, do you know what? I feel like people are going to be looking at them in a strange way. And when I say people, it's not just the community around them. It may also be like lawyers, attorneys, people who were helping them may then want to look into them.
Hello, sweetheart. Come on, Christmas, let's have it. Christmas delivered. Debenhams.com.
It's getting interesting. As I said, a lot of things that she connects with are very, very meaningful. Probably meaningful is putting it mildly, but they're quite significant to me. You know what I mean? In a not a spooky way, like I said, but just in a clarifying kind of way. You know, even though it probably shouldn't make sense, it does make sense. And that's what I was talking about earlier on when I said there's so many different variables and so many different possibilities, so many different truths, you know.
And that's a really nasty thing to do as well. A really nasty thing is to make something like that up and doing that with your family. Oh my gosh, what kind of family you got? Narcissistic. And it says here, egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. Okay. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Scot-free, you're getting off scot-free is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing a masculine here, a distorted masculine that is literally like on the verge of tears because they can't get you. Because they can't get you down. They can't take your smile away from your face. Stop, look what's coming through. Established, settled, secure and wealthy. I can just put it back, okay. But there's something that's going to be paid to you. If this goes to court, or if you're pulled in some way, like for questioning or whatever that may be, know that at the end of this you are going to win this, and not only are you going to win this, there is like a monetary something that's going to be given to you because of what you had to go through. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Oh my gosh, these cards are throwing themselves everywhere. We got emotions, worry, and fear coming through. Okay, so we have a lot of stress coming out here. We have, oh my gosh, the download that I just got, right, was that the Page of Wands coming through. We forget the page is a child. The page is like a very, very young teen or a child. Someone was coached here. Someone was coached to state that you or someone in the collective did something really horrible to a child or to a young teen. This is not to the ex, to the young teen. They coached them, and they're gonna see through this. They're gonna see that they were lying and that they were coached. There's emotions, worry, and fear here. Someone's going to see how frightened this child is, and not of you, but of either their own parents. Oh my gosh, this literally could be your ex with their own like baby mom or baby dad. That's crazy. That's wild. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. Okay, where else would you like me to go? Let's have a look. Alright, I've been told to go back in for the tarot, so let's have a look. Let's see, what else do we need to know about this? Seeing you doing so well is, I feel like it's been a really bitter pill for this person to swallow, and I'm not sure how much their family is aware of the lies that they're telling. If what they're doing is revenge, I do feel like the family are like up for revenge because they're believing the lie. They're believing the lie. And because they're believing the lie, anybody who gets told, oh, by the way, your grandson, your granddaughter, you know, was abused by my ex-partner, why would you not believe them? Why would you believe them? And then they're coaching their own child or children. Crazy. Let's see. Yeah, we've got 5 of Wands underneath. We have fighting happening here. There's arguments and fighting happening between a family unit. Either your exes or their exes, whatever's going on there, right? There is fighting happening between them. No one is seeing each other. They're not looking at each other directly. None of them are understanding each other, because I feel like what I'm picking up on here is both past, present and future energy. So we have here the plan of what they were going to do, how they were going to execute it. This energy here comes back to the beginning of that feeling of your throat falling into your stomach, and it's because of the information that they were given, like you're acquitted or nothing's going to happen because it's not true, or something being shown as evidence, and it just shows that you're doing really well in your life. Something that they stated happened could not have happened at a specific time. Why is this? There is a massive glow up happening for you very quickly, very soon, you know. Tell me about this glow up. What's going on with this glow up? Queen of Swords is coming out in the reverse again. And we had that at the beginning. So someone here is being seen as a liar. Oh. Someone here is being seen as a big, fat liar. Oh my gosh. And this over here with the 5 of Wands to the family in reverse, It's because people may be starting to realise that what was said was not true. It was not true. It was all manipulation. It does feel here like someone wanted to see you as being a manipulator. That you've manipulated something. What were you supposed to have manipulated? Please and thank you. What were you supposed to have manipulated? Your victories. Some sort of victory here. They may try and appeal against whatever answer is being given, whatever result is being given in your favour. Because we have here the 6 of Wands, so we are talking about victory after the 5 of Wands being here. I'm putting this down over intimacy. Okay. Tell me about the emotions card, waves, and change. What have we got here? We've got the 7 of Cups. Yeah, illusions are being removed. This is a reality check. This is finding out the truth of the matter, realising that you've been lied to. I feel like there may be some sort of confession here from a child or a young teen stating that they were coached to say certain things. And this is why I was getting that energy of people now looking back at the ex and the ex's family and going, 1 second. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Any more from here? No. Okay. Let me have a look at you. Okay, I think I'm going to close down this reading and keep it quite short. So let's just see what else would like to come out before I go. Didn't I say, look, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall? There is money coming towards you. There is definitely money coming towards you. You have a family here that are fighting over money. They're fighting over, they thought they were getting compensation. It's not just about them trying to move you out of the way. They thought they were getting compensation. They thought they were getting something. I'm going to take that one back. They're not. Okay. And it says hidden secrets can harm you. Oh, do you know what it feels like? Is that at the beginning of all of this, someone's ex here has ex and their baby mother or father lied together to this family, to the family unit. But later on, as time went on, and as they, as these things get more and more serious, they told the truth, and they were like, "Well, really, this is not true." But that would have been around the time that this child over here has more or less confessed. But they're too prideful. They're there being like this your ex's cheerleaders and going, we're backing our son or our daughter or whoever. They don't want to at the last minute go, actually, they were lying. So they've been fighting. They're all fighting here. They thought they were going to get some sort of money. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay. There's quite a few things going on here. You also have some sort of beeline for your business, your career, your growth, how people recognize you and recognize the work that you do, whether it's creative, whether it's humanitarian, whether it's spiritual. There's definitely this energy of trying to trash that. And I think that part of like these fake accusations were supposed to do that. They were supposed to do that as well. I had a media frenzy. Unsuccessful plans, exactly. Unsuccessful. They're not going to be able to do anything here to take what is yours or to F around and find out, in other words. Because they're going to do that, and look what's going to happen to them. They're serious. Tell me about the 7 of Cups, please. Thank you. Happiness. Okay, this ends in happiness. This ends in you. And look, we've got muddled, unclear thinking in reverse. So any doubts that may have been cast on your character, your business, your skills, your talent, whatever it may be, is being removed completely. Completely. And it ends with happiness. And I love that for you. I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that gave you the confirmation and clarity that you needed, that you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love for you to hit the like, the subscribe, and on the notification bell so you can see exactly that. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, just about kisses. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
In terms of salary, you were thinking...
I was hoping you would tell me what you would.
Right, so that completes Bronwyn's second reading. There was a third one too that was giving some information, but I won't record the third one on this one. I probably won't record the third one at all, but it was just for information purposes. Yeah, because it really does feel like spiritual court is in session. And back in 2023, when I woke up as a celestial judge with a gavel in my hand, and such man was in front of me, my ex-husband in chains, I had said at that particular time, because he was denying everything, I had said, I'm going back and getting the evidence and I'm coming back to court. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so crazy, the experience. But I'd said to them, level me up, any. I was on the edge of the bed and I said to Spirit, because Spirit was telling me that you can download anything. It's like the Matrix, you know, like Neo in the Matrix. You can download anything and ask for the information just to be downloaded into you. So I was like, well, really, show me, I want to see. And I sat down on the bed, on the edge of the bed, like where I am now. I put my feet down flat and I put my hands on my knees. And I turned to the side and I said, show me, I'm ready, level me up. I said, level me up. And bombaclat, the first time, the first thing they did was I ended up outside in a tree, looking at myself through the window from the tree, seeing myself. And I was like, nah, this ain't real. I could just imagine myself at the window. So I heard a voice turn around and say, well, reverse it to last night. Next thing you know, it was night time. And I'm looking through the window as like I'm a bird in the tree. And I'm looking through the window. And I'm looking at myself in the window at night, the night before, and what I was doing. And I'm watching myself look out at the stars, because I was talking to the stars. I was talking to a star, I should say. I was talking to a star. So I was seeing myself looking out the window and doing certain things, but I was still in that denial, like, nah, that it could be, I literally could just be making this up in my head. I kept saying, how do I know it's a download? It's a download. Do you understand me? How do I know that this is real? Yeah, so they said, well, you can go anywhere. You can go backwards, present, or the future. And you can see yourself from any dimension, on any realm, in any dimension. You can watch yourself and perceive yourself as if you are a bird in a tree looking at you. And the more I looked, the more I seen that I was just walking around the bedroom, pottering, doing one or two things that not that I didn't have the consciousness for, because if I did it, I remembered it. Does that make sense? Somewhere in my psyche, I remembered it. But in that moment of watching myself through the window, I wouldn't say that I had a conscious memory of every action that I took. Yet I was watching myself through the window, moving around naturally. So it wasn't that I had to think about myself moving around in the window. I was just watching myself. So it wasn't that I was creating the vision that I was seeing, not deliberately anyway. You know what I mean? And they said this is quantum leaping, where you can actually quantum leap outside of yourself and watch yourself. A whole different perspective. It was so profound in the realization that it wasn't my head creating it. It was something that I was seeing. It was really profound. So when I came back into my body, I said, all right, then next, show me something else. You know what I mean? And then next, you know, they said, all right, then. And I went back on my knees, elevated again. I was like this, like when I was trying to wake up, like to see what I'd go on. It's like my eyes. It's like I was either waking up from my sleep, or it was the first time I was using these eyes in a long time. And it's like when I was squinting, it's like the vision in front of me was becoming more and more clearer until my eyes was open and I could see that it was my ex-husband in the middle of the floor on this massive Colosseum. You know what I mean? Like almost like the whole gladiator Colosseum type of thing. And he was in the middle, but the floor was all stone. And he wasn't as big as me and the other celestial beings that were seated around this Colosseum. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he wasn't normal man size. He was bigger than a normal man size, because the Colosseum is big. If he was a normal man size, it would have looked like that. in change, but he didn't. He looked, you know what I'm saying? And obviously he's a distance from me. And I shout out, you blood clot. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I can see who it is, and it's my ex. And I look to the left, the right of me, and I see that I've got a gamble in my hand, and the little brown pad that the gamble slams on is at the side of me too. You know what I mean? And as I turn to the right, I look up and I see that there's 2 other people, or 2 other celestial beings there. There's one at the end, and there's 2 here that I'm familiar with. You know what I mean? And as I'm understanding that I'm familiar with these 2, I'm also having downloads in my head about my man denying charges, and that there's me needing to go and get the evidence to support the allegation, and me saying that's fine, I'll be back in 10 minutes. So however long this experience is on the 3D, my celestial self believes that I'm going to get this information in 10 minutes, and court will come back in session. All on their bridging, me soon come. That was the energy. And then I've turned and looked at these 2 celestial beings, and it's like I instantly know it's my mum and my grandma. And the feeling of love and just everything that just overcame me, I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by this unconditional love, this vibration, this frequency, this felt like an arrow shot, pierced me. And as soon as I felt that energy surging through my body, I'd fallen and come back in my room and was lying on my bed, but not in the sitting position, in the lying down position. But the top of my head was on the pillow. And I've just looked at the ceiling and started crying and stretched my hands out to reach them. And as I've done so, they've come through the ceiling, my celestial mum and nan, and they've just gripped me. Oh my God, I cried. I cried for my soul, man. Oh, it was so lovely. I am so loved. I am so loved. The feeling it feels like to actually be loved, I haven't experienced that in the 3D. Not at this level. This is a next level love. This is a love like I feel like a newborn baby. You know, like I feel like a newborn baby. Everybody loves a newborn baby, and like, not everybody, but you know that feeling when you see a newborn baby? Someone in the family's just had a baby, or you've had a baby, and that feeling that you have, like it's new, and it so needs protecting, and you just want to love it, and that's how I feel. That's how their love makes me feel like I'm a newborn baby. And that's what I felt. I cried. So that made me know spiritual court's in session. So when my ancestors are telling me, get online and record, I'm like, I don't want to put my business out there. I mean, seriously. Do these sound like the kind of conversations I want to be having? Hell no. I don't mind having these conversations with spirit, but I definitely don't have these conversations publicly. You know what I mean? But I'm on here chatting stuff, sharing stuff, because it's my fucking reality and it's my fucking truth. It is what it is. This is it. This is it. You know, spirit talks to me. The Almighty talks to me. Ancestors talk to me. Ghosts talk to me. Duppies talk to me. Dead people talk to me. That's just what it is. It is what it is. I get premonitions. I get visions. That's what it is. I hear spirit. I hear spirit as a download mental form, and I also hear spirit like it's a voice in my ear, or a voice in my head sometimes. Sometimes it's a voice in my head. Sometimes it's a voice in my ear. Sometimes it's an emotional feeling. Sometimes it's a triggering feeling. Sometimes it hits me in my nervous system, not just my emotional body or my mental body. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm just a normal girl. Physically, I'm just a normal girl, brought up in some bullshit, no different from anyone else. No different from anyone else. But there is so much that is different. There is so much that I'm experiencing that I know that the rest of my surroundings are not experiencing it the way that I experience it. And it's time to share those experiences and not be afraid to share those experiences. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid. No, no, no. I am not dismayed. Not me. I love that song. But I'm not afraid. No, I'm not fucking afraid. No, I stand in my sovereignty. I stand in my I am energy. I stand in my kick-ass badass. Come fucking find out. I'm in that mode. So no, I am not afraid. If anything, I feel liberated. I feel like I ain't even got started yet. Truth be known, I ain't even got started yet. There's so much more that's coming in, and there's so much more to come, and there's so much more that I'm seeing of the future, and I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my, are you serious? God, are you serious? Divine Creator, are you serious? Are you serious? I always constantly used to ask, what's real? What are you showing me? You look at all the things that you've shown me. Look at all the things that you're saying to me. Look at all the things that you've made me know. What is real and what is not real? Because everything can't be real. Can't be real. Everything can't be real. Almighty's like, everything is real. Everything is real. Everything. Even the mystic, hard believe, fairy tale bullshit is real. Everything is real. Because it is real. Does that make sense? As in the reality that we're living in. And the multi-dimensional reality and universe that we live in is all real. If you thought it, it's real. If you can think it, it's real. If you see it, it's real. Because it couldn't be if it wasn't. You know, even if it's just not of this time yet. There's a lot of things that people invented in the olden days that we weren't ready for. But as soon as that time and everything is in alignment, boom, that invention is significant. Everybody's like, my God, how did we survive without it? I just gotta keep my head while all those are losing theirs. But I feel like my head's on tight. I feel like the swivel's on tight, man. You know. But I am enjoying the experience. I am enjoying being fully aware that I am a spiritual being having an earthly experience. And what an experience it is. And what experience it will become. I'm so excited. So on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye because I really do need to go. I need to get gone. I'm in the energy of action. So I want to use this masculine creative energy to just do a couple of things so I don't have to think about anything over the Christmas period and know that everything's good in the new year. Because in the new year, I got another mission that I'm going on. You know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to this one. Because this one is about me. You know, it's probably not just going to be about me. It's kind of giving me an inkling at the moment that I know that there are other stuff there too. I do. You know, I'm going to meet some people. I'm going to have some experiences. But generally, I'm going to use the time to really, 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 really like get to that, you know, the hidden self of me. I really want to work on that sixth face. I really want to get to know who the sixth self of me is. And it's so funny because in 2022, the ancestors had me do this business model. They woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't finish until 5 o'clock in the morning. And I drew out this whole 6-plan business. And there's 6 levels to it. And I knew how the other 5 worked and who they worked for. The 5 personalities. But I was like, who's the 6th one? And they kept saying charity. So I just thought, okay, maybe I need to set up a charity business. You know what I mean? And they kept saying charity and clarity is written on it. And I wrote this in 2022, which I've still got. You know what I mean? I was thinking about putting it on the wall behind me, to be fair. But we'll see. If not, I'll just take it out and do a video on it. That's if Spirit says to share it. They said it's not time yet. But that's okay. When it is time, you'll see what I mean. And you'll see. I'll be able to show you pictures and videos of it on the wall in my other house. Dated 2022. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. Lovely, 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 jubbly, 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 jubbly. That's the energy. It's delicious. All right. Sending you out some of that. Just for you. Take care.